Did you ever take a trip for so far the country than different than your own country when you were too young? Because I made it. Yes, peeps, welcome back another day, another brand new episodes. And today I wanted to tell you the story from my part of my life, which is I had visited in United Kingdom when I was 16 years old. Then I had taken to this courage to go to, and this episode it will gonna be different than the other videos because I'm going to tell my own stories, to my own experiences that I get shared with you, and I'm talking to have at some points for about how to take your courage and if having a more confidence with traveling with a lonely, and even when you are so young age. Let's get started. The trip that as I take, this gave me so much of things about learning about my life, just gaining a new insights and a new perspectives, the peoples that are living in there, and just a foreign country, and you just living in there at some maybe even some short period of time. You're by yourself. There's no one there, no friends, no family, just by yourself. You just had to figure out by your own. So that just gave me a so much of thing that just had to be beneficial for my the later in the future. Of course, it just started to seeing a real life situations, to the expectations, to the how to things going on in the streets, on the business, on the school and the education, and of course in the UK. This is a completely foreign language to me. It was the first time that I had taken this trip on 2023 summer. By the way, just that I'm going to be have the information about I had to stay to there in about 1 month, around to the 3 weeks. So I will give it some experiences and some details about in what happened in the 1 month and what I gained, what I had that I learned. So in that 1 month, I had to learn a new traditions, a new foods, a new environments, a new schools, and they teach me also the how to things, the how the world is happening in daily life in the United Kingdom, what the peoples are living in there, how they working, how they living in their daily life, and their maybe entire life. Because I was going to the host home for someone that family was from the India, so that is I cannot say that I'm going to a fully British house for going to see to the culture. But this journey was started the first thing me and dad started looking up on the internet for the prices on the language schools, how the prices are in this middle of the summer in the UK for language schools around the 2 weeks and to 1 month between them. So we had decided and just started with one company to that could be aid also for take us, also just take me going to the UK, get enrolled with that English course for 2 weeks. So we had decided with the whole family, of course, the firstly I'm the leading to the opinion to do I want because I wanted to see a new country. I wanted to improve my English language skills, and so there is the primary thing that I would like to. It is a 50-50 thing that 50% holiday and the 50% learning process and in the English we could say. The date was coming to the going to the United Kingdom, so my flight was at the early morning to the going to the separate flights. I had the two flights are going to the United Kingdom because I have the transitions for between the flights. So there is not the different circumstances to take a longer flight duration. So by the way, I was being used to I was being used to take a longer flight time. So there is a no weird to think that there's no thing that going to be have being scared or being afraid of. So there is a no the trouble for me for taking with a plane to the United Kingdom with alone. So under we just I distinctly remember I had landed at the Birmingham airport. We just waited. I'm going to the border control and give my passport, and police is asking me some sort of questions. So what did you come here? This is the first time here, or how long you will gonna stay? Asking etc. These questions, and they calling the host family that I will going to be stay there while I'm in the UK. So they had called and they say yes, this guy going to stay with me in this duration the time, and I had to pace in the airport. Some guy took me and drove me to my host family home. I was going to with the Uber. We had gave the money for before going to the UK. We had paid the money, of course. I tried to be settled down to the house fastly, so I had just packed up all of my clothes, my suitcase. I had just settled in my room. So there was my host family did it at home. I just looked up and around to the house, and in my living room, to the bathroom, just kitchen, that it's certain things in the house. And I have two mates in the house. By the way, they both of them is from this Saudi Arabia, and they're speaking Arabic and themselves. Of course, each one of us have the separate rooms. Of course, now we're gonna stay at the same room. There's no way to make it happen because we're not doing have a deal with this host family. But it's the thing that I'm not being so much pleased for my host family because they're working all the time, maybe more than 9 to 5, and the dad or the man that I could call that he is a taxi driver, and he didn't even came to home to the visit. I do remember that I had stayed in that house for 2 weeks, and he just visited. It's 2 times, like even once a week, we could say. And the mom wasn't working, and the nurse, the public hospital in the United Kingdom. So the both of them are from the India, by the way. There's not the genuine, the United Kingdom, house environment that I could not say, but just the house, the style is completely from the United Kingdom. The first day I felt so much overwhelmed because and the same day I'm just being the middle the cozy in my room, and the afternoon that I had that arrived at a different part and the northern side of the Europe and within an island, which is it filled me as so much bizarre. So it just felt overwhelmed that I just locked up in my room. So I had to make a call for my family, to my mom, to my dad. I had talked that what just happened. I had said that in the room. I'm just chilling to find something in the kitchen and eat something and have some snacks, and just passing. And this next day, I had to pack up. I had to wake up early morning about 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. and I needed to take a bus. So I didn't even know how to go into my school. Yeah, I know. I have to the internet to mobile data for looking for the Google Maps, but there's no thing. I don't know where the bus stops, which the number I'm going to take, the bus number going to that route that I need to go. So there was a so much trouble that I had to live by myself. There was no one that could help me about because nobody is gonna be giving me out because people there in the UK generally that I had observed, the people are just looking at their own lives. That maybe even walking in the street, they're just listening to music or even asking us some easy questions for direction. They didn't even get to tell, even not able to tell the certain directions they gave you. The days that passed by, it's so much fast. But the first day, I think they remember, I cannot even order a single easy meal from in some local market or into some restaurant because I'm not able to speaking very well in English at that time, and the United Kingdom accent, it was terrible. It was like the unimaginable thing that just if you're learning to new than English, and that in addition to with that talking with accent, there's no way to gonna be understanding. So I had to remember that the first day I was so hungry that this thing the whole day I just stay full hungry and just eating some things at the dinner at the home. Thankfully, fortunately too, but the day just passed. So I going to the school. I had to find some ways of going to the city center, to my language schools, to which bus to going to there or the taxi that I'm going to be call, and that I had to learn meeting a new friends, new teachers, a new environment, a new language we could say for me at that time. So the days passed by, and I had completed successfully the first week without no hesitation, and with gratefully. So the past the few days that I had gained so much confidence about myself, so I've been able to do I did to learn to the all these numbers to the which was going to the route, and which taxis to the which the cars, and the environment, how the things going on. That just starting to adapting to the environment, how things going to work. And that I have visited so much shops, the restaurants, the shopping malls, the around the close the places to my of course language school, as in the downtown and the central station. There was too close the central location to the visited, just even walking with 2 minutes, and I just had visited even everywhere and the city center, just maybe even the old shops that I had remembered. And finally I decided to go into the in London for weekend in the first week of the weekend, we can say, and for daily, not just for staying for nights. So I have the friends that are uncle that are living in London for so long, and so after I took the train to London for the first that attempting go to the with alone, of course, and he just brought me and bring me out from the train station and bring London, and showed me some the familiar space, the locations in London, the bridges, the museums, the restaurants. That I'm so much thankful that that guy just gave me help me, that has have taken care of me on in London, because it was at the first time there was so much crowded. There's just so much tourists, and so a big city, I could say. There was amazing things that they'd be selling. There was amazing style, amazing people in the car, environments, buildings. Everything was incredible. And then we turned back to my own with the same train that I take it a ticket to the Birmingham, to the London to Birmingham, and I had came to the room and started the next week. And by the way, our language schools that I had arranged a new events, the thing that is arranging the people who wants to be participated in after the language school times. In the, for example, in the 5 p.m. we're going to the natural park to the visit, or there is some certain libraries that want to visit who's gonna be. And I'm the guy who is going to all these events, going to the had participated and talking with the foreign people who wanted to improve my English and the learning to the accent, to the people that have to behave to the others. So, and that is second week, I almost sort of feel like the like a British guy. Not that okay, I was exaggerating. So there's a second week, I was feel so much convenient to talking English with the foreign people and my classmates, with my teachers, with my classmates, with my friends, with my host family. And I do not want to give so much on detail thing about it, because it had to happen so much thing in that the 2 months. So I had to complete it to the language school. I had to take my degree, the certificate from the completing to the four. I think that was a level that in English level I was on B1, a intermediate level. I had started by at that time, and I just was at 16, and I had completed this journey successfully. And so I had just turned back into Turkey and to the talking about my whole experience that I lived with my family and of course with my friends. In conclusion, the thing that is just not being the country to going to the visit just for seeing it around, or the visiting a museums, or the eating a new the street foods. And this video, the thing that you wanted to make you realize, I think, if you are being able to have a chance to take a trip another country, it could not be have to the United Kingdom, it could be another country, and maybe other countries in the European Union, or is it the most the closest to the city or the country? Even is not even have to be a country, or it could be at the city the nearest to you. But if you are just going out to your comfort zone, you had to the feeling so much confident to the being make it happen what you wish, and the certain things. And I did in this thing and this trip when I was 16 years old, and we had take a chance, and I came back to the thing with the courage to the people and to explain myself, that I had to prove to myself that I could do whatever I want to the other side of the world, other side of the cities, and other side such a long way to the far from my own country. And I had proved that thing that I'm able to do being a living, because in that time, in the 2 weeks, no one is washing my laundries, no one is cooking for me, and the whole thing is just, it depend on me. And thank you so much, guys, for listening to my own story, my own experiences about tripping to another country when I was too young. I was just 16 years old. Even there's a not knowing very well the foreign language, or doesn't have any a superficial skill that just being happening to, there's just a normal people, and just gaining some life and learning and get through this journey. And I hope that you had realized that this courage, this the story, that I hope that you make it some sparks in your mind to make it some action to, if you want to making some actions in your life to take in courage. And if you want to get more about details in this story, you could share in the comments down below for about this. And of course, if you want to support me, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you in the next time. Stay healthy and peace.